Hi, this is Eric Lofholm. I want to welcome all of you to the continuous Sales Improvement Weekly radio show. I'm thrilled that you've made the decision to join me today. We've got a special show for you today. It is the goal setting edition because, of course, this Friday is January 1st. And this is one of my favorite times of the year because the majority of the world, at least the achievers of the world, they're thinking about their New Year's resolutions and their goals for the new year. And I think about goal setting all the time. But so many other people think about it at this time of the year. And so I wanted to bring you some of my favorite goal setting ideas because we have some urgency to get those goals set. If you want to get them set before the new year, we got to get them set between now and this Friday, which of course is January 1. If you're just tuning in, this radio show is every Monday at noon California time. We stream live on Facebook. The replays are up on YouTube. And great job for joining me today. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, great job for showing up for the show today. By showing up for this show, you are capitalizing on the pattern of a breakthrough. So I am obsessed with results, achieving goals, accomplishing more. It's what I do for a living. I think about it all the time. And one of the things that I learned is the pattern of a breakthrough. And the pattern of a breakthrough is we learn, and then we have a breakthrough. So when you come to the radio show on a weekly basis, one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to learn or you're going to learn to have a breakthrough. So today, by you being here right now, either you're going to learn or you're going to learn and have a breakthrough. And if you just learned today, awesome. You're going to have some new tools on your success tool belt for the rest of your career. I've got a couple of fun things I'm going to be sharing with you throughout the show. If you're on social media, wherever you're watching this, if you want to comment below, let me know, where are you joining me from? And have you listened to the show before? Or are you a first-time listener? Let me know that as well. Let me know what part of the world, city, state, country that you're joining me from today. And if you're on Facebook, if you happen to be watching this on Facebook Live, smash that share button and you can share this show to your page. So thanks so much for joining me today. Well, I want to get started with my number one goal setting idea. And it's three letters, GSA. GSA stands for Goal, Strategy, Action. And I learned this goal setting formula way back in 1992 from my first mentor, Dante Pirano. And Dante was then and still is a multi-millionaire real estate investor. And I took a day off of my job at McDonald's to go to this seminar. I didn't know Dante was going to be one of the speakers, but he ended up being one of the speakers. Amazing speaker. And he shared on that day, way back in 1992, the summer of 92, GSA, Goal, Strategy, Action. And Dante said that this was a formula from J. Paul Getty's book called How to Be Rich. His formula is by J. Paul Getty. And the formula was GSA, Goal, Strategy, Action. Well, I learned the idea back in 1992. I've been using it now for several decades. And of all the goal setting ideas that I know, this one is number one. So if you're a note taker, you might jot a couple of notes down on this one. G, of course, stands for goal. S is strategy. And A is action. Now, the power of this idea is the combination of these ideas. You see, when you learn concepts, there's a power in synergy of concepts. Synergy is 1 + 1 = 3. We all know 1 + 1 = 2. Well, sometimes 1 + 1 = 30. And sometimes 1 + 1 = 3 million. Well, the power is the G plus the A, G plus the S plus the A. We bring them all together, and I'm going to take it a little deeper with you to really land this point with you. Now, if you find this content especially powerful, one of the things that I always encourage people to do is to consume content with repetition. So I'm going to come back to GSA in just a moment, but there's a movie out about Justin Bieber, the pop star. I think it's called Never Say Never, and it's the Justin Bieber story. And I've watched that movie over and over and over and over and over again. And the primary audience for that movie is, teenage girls. But I love the movie because of the marketing. Justin Bieber went from nobody had heard of him to a viral sensation. And so it talks all about how he did it. And one of the ways he did it was with YouTube and performing on YouTube, kind of like what I'm doing with all of you right now on social media, on Facebook or on YouTube, depending on how you're watching this content. And so I've watched that movie multiple times. I will continue to watch that movie more times because I'm consuming content with repetition. So if today's show is especially impactful for you, I want you to watch this multiple times. And speaking of today's show, you can find the show replays on YouTube. Go back and watch some of the older shows. They're all great. Sometimes I'm interviewing somebody and sometimes I'm delivering content like what I'm doing today. So back to GSA, my number one goal setting idea. So goal, clearly define what you want and write it down. All right. Prior to this Friday, because that's January 1st. Now, I do a lot of coaching calls with people, one-on-one coaching calls. I'll be on the phone with somebody and I'll ask them, I'll say, what's your goal? And then they might say, well, my goal is to make $10,000 a month. And I go, awesome. Is it written down? And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. So you want to write your goals down or type them. Why? Because when you write them down, you're more likely to follow through and take action. It puts the odds in your favor. So far I've taught you two things: GSA, goal, strategy, action, and then with the goal, write it down or type it. Why? Because it increases the likelihood that you follow through and take action. Now, S stands for strategy, and that's your action plan. So I might be coaching somebody and say, what's your goal? And they say, to make $10,000 a month. And I go, awesome. What's your strategy? And they might say, I don't know. Or they might tell me their strategy. And then I follow it up and say, is it written down? And a lot of times people either don't have a strategy or it's not written down. So what are you learning now? GSA, goal, strategy, action. Goal, clearly define what you want and write it down or type it. Strategy, create your action plan in writing. Handwrite it or type it. And then A stands for action. But what it really stands for is massive action. You see, action or massive action is a skill set. It's a muscle that you can develop. So sometimes people say to me, Eric, I'm a procrastinator, or I'm not consistent, or I have a hard time taking action. Well, my pastor, Pastor Ray, told me something really powerful. And Pastor Ray said to me, Eric, it's not where you are today, it's what you can become. It's not where you are today, it's what you can become. So as you're watching me right now, it's not where you are today, it's what you can become. You can become consistent. You can become an action taker. In 2021, you can become a master of action. So clearly define what you want, write it down. Develop an action plan to accomplish your goal and write it down. And then take massive action on a daily basis. That's the goal setting formula that will help you in 2021. Now, perhaps what I just told you, it's a little different slant on what you've heard about goal setting before. Or maybe it's a little new idea. Maybe you're inspired to get those goals written down prior to January 1st, which is this Friday. We're going to continue on because I got some more great ideas to share with you. The next one, if we can pull up the last productive day image, you might have heard of the concept, what is your why? You know, it's in any seminar, what's your why? That's always the question. Well, I one day got to thinking, I only have so many productive days left in my life. And I thought, well, how many productive days do I have left? Now, two of my heroes, they're no longer with us. They're still my heroes. When they were alive, they were my heroes as well. Jim Rohn and the great Zig Ziglar. Jim Rohn and the great Zig Ziglar. Well, Jim Rohn lived into his early 80s, and Zig lived also into his early 80s. But from my viewpoint as a speaker, they were really productive into their mid 70s. So I thought to myself, okay, that's my model right there. Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar are two great models. So my last productive day, you can see it there on the screen. If you look real close, it says September 12th, 2046. So I have 25.7 years left. I have 9,389 days, 6 hours, 50 minutes, 21 seconds. Well, if you looked on my smartphone right now, it would be counting down. And I'll just pull up my smartphone just to show you. And you can see the app, and it counts down right in front of your eyes, right? And you can watch your live countdown right in front of you. Okay, so here's what that says to me. Last productive day says, Eric, let's go. Eric, let's go. You've got big goals and big dreams. It's time, Eric, to take massive action. So even though I have over 25 years left, assuming I live that long, and God willing, health permitting, assuming I live that long, it's still a fixed limited amount of time. So I'm inspired by that idea that's on the screen. So if that inspires you, the app is called Final Countdown. You can get it on your iPhone or on your Droid. It's free. Final Countdown. It's a count up or countdown app. I also keep track of my first day. So I launched my company January 1st, 1999, 8,032 days, 1 hour, 14 minutes, 32 seconds, no, 33, 34. It's counting up. The other one's counting down. And that's something that inspires me. If you're going to take action and model last productive day to figure out what your last productive day is, to see how many years and days you have, months and days you have left, let me know that. You know, you can always reach me by emailing me, eric@ericlofholm.com, eric@ericlofholm.com. And I've got some bonus content to offer you guys today. And let me just tell you about one thing I got going on is I'm doing a class all week long to help you set your goals beyond the radio show. And we're doing 15 minutes a day of training. And then we're going to train an hour on January 1st. And so if you want to join me in that class, just shoot me an email, eric@ericlofholm.com, and just say, Eric, I'd love to get a free invite to your goal setting class. Okay, the next idea I want to talk about is pick a goal that inspires you. So I've been studying goal setting for years. I've written books about it and so forth. And last year, about this time, I got this thought. What if I pick a goal that I'm fired up about, that I'm inspired by? And so I picked this goal, and it was to give 550 motivational sales trainings this year. So what's a motivational sales training? That's what I'm doing right now. Sharing content with an audience. I do the radio show, and we can just stay back with the image on me now at this point. I do the radio show. I do webinars. I do podcasts. I speak to groups. I do corporate training. So I said, I'm going to track that. And I've never done that in my career. I've been speaking since the 90s. I've never tracked every speech I gave for a year. And I said, this year, I'm going to do it. Now, whatever you track, you'll see an increase. There's a golden nugget for you. So if you want more sales, track your sales. If you want more leads, track your leads. If you want more views, track your views, right? Whatever you track, you're going to see an increase. So I said, for the first time ever in my multi-decade career, I'm going to track how many speeches I give. And I'm going to do 550 in 2020. And if I do that, I'm going to set a world record. And so I did it. And I did over 550. And I was all excited about it. And I went to the company that certifies the world's records. And I said, hey, I did it. Can you certify my record? And they said, no, we won't certify it. So it's the unofficial world record, most motivational sales trainings ever in a year. And I'm actually a little over 900 as of this recording. Now, I'm not telling you that to talk about, yay, look at what Eric did. Because that doesn't really matter, right? Here's what matters. It's the idea. See, it's the idea. Now, your brain will answer virtually any question you ask it. So ask yourself right now, what's a goal that would inspire me in 2021? And you might have to put on your thinking cap to really think about it. And then you write down that goal and you concentrate. One of my favorite words is the word concentrate. You concentrate on the accomplishment of that goal. You focus on that goal. You visualize that goal. You write it down and you go out and you make it happen. Now, if you like that one, and I hope you do, how about this? Set a goal that inspires you in 2021. Then a year from now, set a goal that inspires you in 2022, 2023, 2024, every year for the rest of your life. And pick a lifetime goal that inspires you. What is a lifetime goal that you're inspired by? Now, if you like that one, you take action on this idea. You're like, wow, I watched that radio show that Eric did, and man, I got some great golden nuggets. And keep coming back because we're doing this show every week. And tell your friends about it. Let them know if they're into success. Say, hey, there's this show that's happening once a week. It's live, or you can do the replay on social media. And this gentleman, Eric Lofholm, he brings on great guests, and he shares his ideas that he's excited about. And today we're doing the goal setting show. We're doing the goal setting show. All right, we're going to continue on now. And the next idea, and let's go ahead and bring up that 30-year image of the plan I created back in 2004. And so back in 2004, something inspired me. I don't even know what it was, but I was like, I'm going to create a 30-year plan. Now, I was 34 years old at the time, and you can see page 1 of the plan. It's a 10-plus page plan that I wrote at age 34 in 2004. It's a 2004 to 2034 written plan. And one of the things that I discovered is that most people, they think out into the future 5 years or less. They're thinking about what they want to create 5 years or less. And I think in decades. Hang on one second here because we've got somebody who wants to say hi. Thank you. All right. I think in decades. And so this is pretty rare. But here's what's great, guys. Anybody can think in decades. Anybody can write down long-term goals, just like what I did, as you can see here on the screen. So I want to encourage you to think out past 5 years in the future. Think out 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, depending on how old you are, depending on how long you plan on living, right? And you look out into the future, and one of the great goals you can set for yourself is a lifetime net worth goal. A lifetime net worth goal. Where do you want to be when it's all said and done financially? Do you think most people have a lifetime net worth goal? I don't think so. I don't think most people have that goal, nor have they created a written plan to achieve that goal, nor have they masterminded their lifetime financial goal that they never set. Okay, so listen to this one, guys. Set a goal for where you want your net worth to be at the end of your productive years, and then go meet with a financial advisor or a financial expert or a wealth expert or somebody who's really good in real estate or the stock market, somebody who's really good with money and they know about investing. And you tell them, you say, hey, here's my goal. Here's my plan. What do you think? And you mastermind with them. And then you go out and take action. Do you know, if you do what I just told you to do, this could swing your net worth $250,000 or more off that one idea to have a written lifetime net worth goal, a written action plan that you mastermind with people that are financial experts. And then you go out and you take massive action on a daily basis. Now, keep tuning into the radio show. So this is the Continuous Sales Improvement radio show. What do I want you to do, and what do I mean by continuous sales improvement? Well, work on your skills 15 minutes to an hour or more a week for the rest of your career. It's making a commitment to yourself that you're going to work on your skills for 15 minutes to an hour or more per week for the rest of your career. Now, if you tune into my show every week, that will satisfy that 15 minutes to an hour plus of working on your skills. And what do we work on? There's 4 things we work on. Your sales skills, your personal development skills, your product knowledge, your technology. So sales skills, personal development skills, product knowledge, technology, 15 minutes to an hour or more per week for the rest of your career. And that'll make a huge difference for you. I got a couple more ideas I want to share with you before we wrap up the show today, but I'm so glad that you made the decision to join me today. So great job for being here. If you're just tuning in, if you're watching this on social media, live or the replay, chime in below. Let me know, where are you joining the show from today? Smash that share button if you're on Facebook, or take this link if you're watching the YouTube and share with your other friends that are interested in the success conversation to help me get the word out. I have a vision that 10,000 people a week are going to tune into this show. In order to do that, I'm going to need your help in helping me get the word out about the show. Well, here's the next idea, and it's kind of a hybrid of that one I just told you about, of setting goals in decades. I call it the 4 phases. And what you do is you set goals in 3 dimensions. And here's what I mean by that. So let's say you have a 20-year career in front of you, and you want to build a YouTube channel. Now, if you're not into YouTube, it's fine. You'll understand the concept. You can apply this to anything. You can apply it to the number of clients you have. You can apply it to the size of your database. You can apply it to your investing, called the 4 phases. So with a YouTube channel, there's an evolution, right? There's the launch of the channel, and then there's the building of the video content, and there's the building of the following. And every time you shoot another video, the number of videos you have goes up. And every time you get another follower, and every time somebody watches a video, the views go up. So it's a moving target. It's not a static goal. So we set the goals because it's an evolution. So here's how we do this. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Phase 1 is now to the next 6 months. Phase 2 is 6 months out to 2 years out. I'm just going to skip 3. I'm going to come back to 3. Phase 4 is the last 2 years of the vision. So in this case, we have a 20-year vision with the YouTube channel. So it will be years 19 and 20. Phase 3 is the steps in between phase 2 and phase 4. So phase 2, that's 2 years out. That's where phase 2 ends. And phase 4 in this example is in year 19. So at the end of year 2 to the beginning of year 19, that would be phase 3 in this example. And so what do? You plug your goals in for your YouTube channel. So you would write down, what do I need to do over the next 6 months? Well, do I need to start the channel? Let's say you haven't started it. So I need to start the channel. I need to name the channel. I want to get up, say, 5 videos in the next 6 months. I want to get 100 subscribers. So you write this down. I want to get 500 views. So you write down phase 1, launch YouTube channel, 500 views, 100 subscribers, 5 videos. Okay. But now that's all built. So now how about phase 2? That's 6 months out to 2 years out. How many more subscribers? So maybe you want to get another 250 subscribers. Now you'll have 350 by the end of phase 2. And you want to put up another 30 videos. So by the end of phase 2, now you have 35 videos. Maybe you want to get the view count to 5,000. Then you have phase 3. And so you would then reset the goals in phase 3. Then you have phase 4. You reset the goals in phase 4. Most people have never thought like this. And what this does is it gives you a different perspective. It gives you a different lens to look through. And there's nothing hard about it. It's just thinking about it a little bit differently. Kind of like if you ever went to college, well, there was your life while you're in college, and then there's your life after you graduate early on. And then if you have a career, as you become more established in your career, right? If you have children, right? You have the phases. You get babies, your wife becomes pregnant, right? Then if you're married like me, then it's that infant years, right? And then they start going to school, and then there's the teenage years, right? Those are the fun ones, okay? I got 4 teenagers right now. It's a fun time. Then they move out of the house. Well, our life has phases, but have you ever goal set like that? See, most people don't think like that. This is a game-changing idea, okay? If you're finding value in this content, please let me know. Post on social media. Send me an email. My personal email is eric@ericlofholm.com, eric@ericlofholm.com. Let me know the ideas that you're getting. If you're on a sales team, bring the recording back to your sales manager and to everybody on your team. If you're part of a network marketing team, share the replay of this with everybody on your team. This is a free show. We do it every single week, and I need your help because I want to take the show to 10,000 views a week. 10,000 views a week. All right. We're getting on social media. I'm seeing a lot of likes out there. You guys can hit that like button, hit the heart button. Thank you so much, guys, for your support, because with a show like this, I got to deliver, but I need your help too, right? And so we're interacting, and I really, really appreciate that. So thank you for that. All right. I have, let's see here. Do I have any more ideas to share? You know what? I've shared all my ideas today. So I'm going to wrap with this. January 1 is the ultimate clean slate day because it's the beginning of a brand new year. And thank God 2020 is about to be in the books. Can I get an amen on that, right? So 2020 is just about done. 2021, we all get a clean slate, and this can be your year. This can be the greatest year of your entire life. So my hope is that the show inspired you to get those goals written down prior to January 1. We're going to be back again next week. So the show format, I either bring on a guest or I'm going to bring you great content, one or the other. Every Monday, put on your calendar, the live shows at noon California time. And it has been absolutely fantastic to be with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, the hearts. I really, really appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll look forward next time we connect. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.